NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to be here.
That real talk.
It was a great morning for LeBron James.
We need that real.
Great. Yep.
For LeBron, for Shannon.
Yep.
But in your opinion, Chris, how impressive was his night?
I mean, obviously it was a great game. Skip, last night's game reminded me of Michael Jordan when he reached his highest level. You covered him a lot, right?
Yeah.
You remember when he was at this height, at his peak, the first 3 quarters, he would get everybody else involved, let everybody do their thing, make sure the ball's moving. He would still get his points, but you know what I mean? He would kind of take a step back. Right. And then in the fourth quarter, when it was time to close, that was his role, and that's what he did. I thought that's what LeBron did last night. The first 3 quarters, the ball was moving. He was on the ball, off the ball, but when he was moving it quickly. Mm-hmm. Ball's moving, everybody's getting involved. Fourth quarter, he took over. And I know after the game he said he hadn't seen the Kevin Durant story. We'll get to that later.
Yes, we
But
will.
it was almost like he was like, okay, I'm not going to get a superstar. Then I'm going to make these guys the best they can be, and I'm going to be the guy and carry this team. I'm not saying he was thinking that, but that's what it looked like to me and that mentality. Look, the 14 straight points to get them back on top in the fourth quarter. And what I also liked was that he was also passing the ball. I'm not even going to talk about the threes because we know he's a streaky three-point shooter. When he hits the threes, he did. When he gets rolling from 3, he can be as streaky as anybody. But I loved with 3 minutes left when he's near the left block and he gets doubled and he swings it to Kuzma in the right corner and Kuzma swings it to Josh Hart and Hart hits the three-pointer that ties the game. I want to see more of that. I've been saying I want to see LeBron a little more in the post, drawing double teams and using his passing ability. And if they keep swinging the ball like that, they will get those wide open threes. We know he had 2 assists late in the game, 2 in the last 2 minutes. So, I mean, he completely took over that game, and it was Jordan-esque. Yes,
took it over.
Yes, I'm saying that.
But see, for me, the passing is unimportant because we know he can pass. It's whether or not they hit the shot. Because if they don't hit the shots, there are some people, some critics of LeBron will say, LeBron, you had 20 points. You got it going. Why would you let Josh Hart take that shot? Why would you let Kyle Kuzma take that shot? You're the best player. You're the best player on the planet, right? That's what
Somebody's being a LeBron apologist. That's from me.
Hey, Shannon Sharpe says LeBron.
That's a good. Skip. He's right on the money with that.
Yeah,
they missed those shots. He's getting criticized.
So this is what we like. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see him. Look, we know LeBron can close.
We do? I don't know that. I really don't.
See what I'm saying, Chris?
I saw 7 games this year he should have closed. Silver platter closed this game and he couldn't do it.
But when he does close, there's always some criticism. When he closed the games in the playoffs last year, there was some criticism.
Did last night
when he closed, there's going to be criticism.
Did last night qualify as closing?
Yeah.
I'm asking because they won by 8 points, right?
I think he closed.
Okay.
Because they were down.
But when they're down, so that's a 16-point swing.
Oh, okay.
So
Is it my turn to go?
No, it's not your turn. All I'm saying, it was virtuoso LeBron. That's LeBron at his best. I believe this is his best performance thus far in a Lakers uniform. And he's had some pretty good ones. The 51 against the Heat, the 44 against Portland. So he's had some very good performances. But in this moment, especially, you heard Magic and Kobe say, well, the workload, we don't want to be. Guess what? Until these guys prove otherwise, there are Cleveland. Until they prove they can do it on a nightly basis, this is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because we still don't know if B.I. can do it long term. We don't know if Kuzma and Lonzo can do it long term. So we're going to find out. I know what I'm going to get from LeBron.
You think he was sending a message to Magic and Kobe?
To everybody.
Oh.
I'm still that man. I'm still that man. Lord, and while they might not want to come play with me, you either play with me or I'll walk over you.
So, I got 2 messages for you two. First message is for this man because his opinion on this belongs in Alcatraz. That's where it belongs. And to you, Jordan-esque. Yeah, there were nights when Michael and company just sleepwalked through some game against, I don't know, Orlando or somebody at home. Charlotte. Let's take Charlotte. Charlotte in 98, they were really good. I don't even know who was bad, but let's do
Orlando had some years with Shaq and Penny.
Okay, whoever was bad that year, I don't know, maybe Detroit was bad that year.
Washington.
Yeah, the Nets, whoever. They would sleepwalk. And if Michael took the game over in the fourth quarter and they pulled away and won by 8, everybody yawned and shrugged and waited for the next Jordan performance because nobody threw a parade the next morning like somebody across from me did. Threw a parade because the opponent last night was simply, right now, the worst team in the NBA. No team is playing worse than the San Antonio Spurs. Coming into this game, this team had lost 3 out of 4 by an average of 35 points. Last night, the team known for defense, perennially the number 1 defensive team in pro basketball, gave up 43 points in the fourth quarter of a close game. That has never happened in Greg Popovich's 23 years as coach of this team. That had never happened. They did give up 46 points in one fourth quarter in a game they were already getting blown out in, and I know it well because it was in 2013, and it was Damian Lillard in Portland, and they just said, you guys can have it, keep making threes. And Damian and company, they made 6 out of 8 in the fourth quarter and just pulled away and blew them out by 30 points. This was actually a close game all the way down to the 2-minute mark, right? Because the Spurs were somehow ahead by 8 with, 8 minutes to go? Really? That was shameful on the part of LeBron and the Lakers. They should have done this in the first quarter or the second quarter. Remember, the Spurs had a dreadful game the night before at Utah and had to play the dreaded back-to-back on the road in the West, right? It's dreaded because your legs are going to be shot in the fourth quarter probably, but you're already a bad defensive team because they're horrendously bad. And I don't know, something is going really wrong within this team because they've either tuned out the old head coach or they're just giving up on the old head coach, or maybe he's getting exposed because he doesn't have Duncan and Ginobili and Parker anymore.
Well, I was going to say, look, first of all, you didn't expect them to keep losing by 30. We could make the argument that if after getting pounded in their last 3 losses, they're going to come out with an inspired performance and try to just get back on the wagon. So I think there's that.
I thought they were horrible. I watched every dribble of this game, and
DeRozan wasn't horrible.
Rudy Gay wasn't horrible.
Rudy Gay, I mean,
don't bring him up. Quit. You're banned from using that man's name on this show. I'm
Rudy
ashamed
Gay
to
had
say
his
he's a
moments,
Spur.
though. He had his moments.
They were horrendous. They throw the ball away.
They have 2 perennial all-stars. DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, and
I've never
arguably,
loved DeMar DeRozan.
I don't know if you've ever said it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have. Arguably, Greg Popovich is the greatest NBA coach ever. Have you ever said that?
Nope.
Okay, but he's arguably.
Yeah. I'll take Larry Brown any day, but that's just me.
But that's who LeBron did this against. You can't compare them to the Nets or to Charlotte way back in the day. They got one of the greatest coaches ever and 2 perennial all-stars.
How do you lose 3 games in a week by an average of 35? That's wrong. Something is really
bad.
wrong.
No, it's bad.
You know
what's wrong? Number 2 is gone.
What? Say what? Hey, Skip, baby, you know what? You know why you never seen Michael Jordan do this? Because in year 16, he was home with his feet up. That's why he couldn't do this, what this man's doing. We've never seen anything like it.
You know, we haven't seen anything like Michael Jordan.
No, stop it.
6 for 6 in the finals with 6 MVPs.
So
have you ever seen anything like that, Shannon?
In the fourth quarter. Hold on.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Is it my turn?
Never seen anything like that.
In the fourth quarter, he was 7 of 8. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. 3 assists, 0 turnovers,
you
1
skipped
steal.
over one? You skipped over a category?
He was 3 for 6.
3 for 6 from the free throw line? He missed 3 free throws in the fourth quarter? What? He's only shooting 71% now?
Where did he hit that 3?
What did you bet me?
What about something to work on?
Yeah.
He does have
bet
to work
me
on it.
80%. You want to concede?
That's just like, you know what it's killed?
You want to concede? I'll let you concede. You know what? I'll let you out of the case if you'll concede right now.
No, I will never concede.
You'll never.
You know they're on a 51-win pace.
Who?
And that's the Lakers.
No, I
That's
agree.
with the 2 and 5.
I get my due.
Mr. Broussard, I told you before the year. Remember when we made our predictions? I said San Antonio will not make the playoffs, and you were like, what? No.
I'm still not going to totally write them off.
I'm writing them off.
Season.
And by the way, the best defensive point guard in basketball was going to be DeJounte Murray. He's 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's long and quick and got a little nasty streak in him, and he blew his knee up, and he is gone for the whole year.
Was he going to guard LeBron?
I don't know. He could probably try a little bit.
No.
I don't think anybody can guard LeBron.
Exactly.
LeBron could have had 30 in the first quarter.
Nah, we don't need that.
But he was being like Jordan, getting the other guys involved. So Kuzma
that's
has
fine,
a big night.
But if you're going to gloat about it, if you're going to throw parades across the table about it, save that for Golden State.
No.
Save it for Denver.
You know why there were no parades when Jordan was playing like this? Because Undisputed didn't exist.
Yeah, because if they had him,
That's right.
that joker
you'd
right
have
there.
been sitting there in the Jordan jersey,
exactly.
I would
a
have
Bulls
said,
jersey.
I would have said, we don't need to talk about that game. Let's go to the next one.
Whatever. You wear
would
Jordan.
wait.
Hold on. Time out. Jordan ain't played in 20 years. This man wear Jordans every day, and he gonna talk about me of throwing a parade.
Yep,
You know.
they-
Oh, wow.
So
that old school?
Fancy.
yeah. So you want to talk about me and
Put a
LeBron?
lot of shoes on this show.
Yeah, they call.
They are simply the greatest sneakers in the history of sneakers.
Yeah, we're not debating that.
I'm just
They
saying.
are.
Okay.
No debate.
Hey, LeBron
I
is
think we
simply
all
the
agree
greatest
on that.
basketball player
Why
ever.
doesn't LeBron have the classic sneaker?
He got him.
Oh, he
You
did.
see
I
them,
haven't seen
you
it.
see them 16?
Thank you for joining us. You're going to be back later. Be ready with your sneaker response.